Hi everybody, I wanted to do a first in a series about visualization in PUBG and how it's a tool that you can use to help you improve your performance. You've probably heard about visualization in sports, and essentially the idea is that you use your imagination in order to improve your performance at a later date by imagining in your mind's eye scenarios that happen that will lead to success. Now in PUBG it's really easy when you lose, when you get shot, especially if it's in like the final circles, to get very frustrated about it and blame it on the game, blame it on the lag, and all that sort of thing. And the finish of the game, even though you might have done very well in that game, can turn into a negative situation when there was lots of positives to take out of it. And I've talked about that before. But the other thing you can do is you can use visualization to reimagine the ending of that game, the ending of that encounter, to a positive difference that will not only put you in a more positive mindset towards the next games or things like that, but also enable you to practice good habits and build those motor skills and those twitch skills. So what I've done is I've put together a few examples to kind of talk you through what I'm talking about. There's a few duos and I think there's a solo one as well. So this example you can see here is a duo situation where there's 5 left alive. If you look down in the bottom right hand corner, I'd recommend you watch this full screen because obviously so you can see what's going on. And me and Toe Guy are just outside the circle. So if we just play it through and you can kind of see what happens. So there's guys up there. Toe Guy gets hit. I run up in a second. At this point, I throw a stun grenade short. Dunk. I then see that guy in front of me. I go for the revive, but this guy's peeking the hill, so I leave him. I get shot from my left-hand side. I take that guy down. I go back up for the revive. Think about the revive. The blue's coming in, so I choose to leave Toady there to his death, and I'm looking for the cover. I'm looking to see, right, I've got no meds, I'm in real poor position. It's me versus 2 other guys at this point. I hide behind the big pineapple tree thing, and I start healing up. So it's me versus 2 guys. I go to throw a grenade, I go into the blue, I then throw my grenade underarm, which then explodes in front of me. I go to heal again, and then the guy headshots me, and I die. So it was a bit of a chaotic finish, that. So what should I have done? Okay, so let's go back a bit. So one of the things you could say is, in preparation for reaching this point, I could have had a better scope on my ump. I could have done with smoke grenades instead of stuns. So the first thing you could do that you could visualize is a very simple technique, and is to just close your eyes and imagine you're running around a warehouse and you see a stun grenade and a smoke grenade on the floor. You don't pick up the stun grenade, you just pick up smoke grenades. That's one way you could tackle that. Probably a better way though, because throwables are very important in PUBG, is what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and imagine you're cycling through the stun grenades, smoke grenades and frag grenades on your using your it's right on the D-pad, I think, isn't it? So you just press it. So imagine that. Even pick up your controller and just press that right pad and watch, right, and imagine you're seeing the shape of the frag, the round shape of the frag. You're seeing the smoke grenade, which just has the kind of can shape with the round bit at the top, and then you're cycling through to the stun grenade, which has the handle on it. Right. So then you go back to frag, then you go to smoke, then you go to stun. So you're picking the right one to throw. The next mistake I make is that I throw underarm, don't I? I've already thrown it. Let me just go back a little bit. So as I'm coming up here, I've got my stun, and I throw underarm. So that doesn't help anybody. So in order to throw successful stun grenades, what I want you to do, again, close your eyes, see a situation like that where I'm running up the hill, pick up your controller. This really helps pick up the controller. See the hill, hear the gun sounds. So I'm going to go for my grenade. So I tap the side of the D-pad, so I've got my grenade out. I'm aiming the grenade, and then I pull the trigger to change between a low toss and a high toss. So I've got the high toss, and then I release and throw the grenade. That grenade, stun grenade, goes over to the shack, stuns the guy, gives me a couple of seconds to then revive Toady, and we run off. The key thing with visualization is to practice it, so to do it often and consistently. The next thing to do is always stay positive, because you may well pre-visualize something, so in this case, how to throw a grenade properly in a tense situation. But the next time you do it, you might still do it wrong. But don't worry, keep on going it. Keep on doing the visualization. The next thing is to be there. So when you close your eyes and you imagine the situation you're in, pick up the controller so you can feel the buttons underneath your fingers. Imagine the scene in front of you. I mean, it really helps on the Xbox because you can watch back where you've been killed if you've got the DVR turned on. And then hear the sounds of the gunfire and your teammates saying, revive me or leave me or this sort of thing. And then physically press the buttons on the controller that will do what you want and see the positive outcome of what happens. Right, so I've selected the right grenade. Right, it is a stun grenade. Right, I've changed to overhead. I've pressed the shoulder button to pop the pin out. 1, 2. I've aimed it, thrown it. Bang! It's stunned the guy, and I've shot him, and then we've gone off successfully. And that action of going through those things, of pressing, of seeing what you're seeing, hearing what you're hearing, and the feedback on your fingers of playing it through will make a big difference over time with when you're in similar situations. So let's go forward a little bit on the video, and let's go back to where I make this. Actually, this is quite a good example here as well. So this is my number one problem that I have in gunfights is aiming too low. Now I know I've only got iron sights here right up, but I'm definitely hitting the guy in the knees. So visualization technique. So I'm watching the video. Okay, so I've got the controller in my hand. I can see the desert in front of me, the rock. I can see he's quite far away. I've got my ump out with the iron sights. Right, left trigger to aim down sights. And then I just pull up back slightly on the right stick. And then pull the trigger. Bang, 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 bang. And then I'm controlling the recoil. And I'm going for his upper body and chest. Bang, 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 bang. And he's dying. And I'm running off. And he dies a lot quicker and I take a lot less damage. And it might sound silly to do this thing, and you think, but it does make a big difference. And this is what athletes do. You know, when I mean, I don't know particular cases, but what you're always trying to do is say the sprinter, Usain Bolt. One of the things they will do is before the race, they will sit there and they will imagine, right, okay, so I'm gonna start the race, right? So and they're seeing it. They can hear the crowd. They can smell the. They can smell the stadium. They can smell the other athletes. They can hear the other athletes talking. He can see the track in front of him. He can feel the crunch of the track underneath his feet. Right. Okay. So I'm going to do my warm up. It's going to be a really good warm up. Right. Yeah. I'm going to do that. Right. I'm going to go to the blocks. I've heard on your marks. I've set my block, and then I'm going to go on the B of the bang. And I'm going to get the best start I've ever had, and I'm going to sprint really fast. And he's seeing all this. He's imagining it in his head. He can feel his lungs gasping for air. You can hear the pounding of the footsteps, the roar of the crowd, and I'm running around, and then I'm going to win. And I'm going to push for the line. I'm going to push out, and then I'm going to win. And he sees all this before. And that, again, it's putting him in a very positive mental attitude towards the race, because he's imagining he's going to win the race. But, you know, there is plenty of evidence that doing this sort of stuff really does help. So, you know, that could help with that. And practice, of course, physically doing it. It's no good saying this and not doing it. So there we go. So that's that particular bit. Now, if we go forward a bit more, here we go, just down here. When I'm this chaos when I get behind this pineapple tree. Okay. So here we are. Right, so I'm behind the pineapple tree. Now, this is you can see the circle. I'm in at this point, but the circle is right behind me. And the guys are probably over here at this shack. And I kind of know this. I've put this, and it's a 2-on-1 situation, which is a difficult situation to deal with, but, you know, it's doable. I have got 2 frag grenades, and I've got some bandages. I might even have a boost. So what I should have done at this point is I should have fully bandaged up to get my health all the way. And then I'd have should have been thinking, right, the grenades are my key. And I do kind of think that. But what happens is I actually managed to throw another underarm grenade, don't I? So I start, in fact, just pause that. Let's go back. How many bandages have I actually got? I've got 5 bandages, so that would bring me up quite a lot. I've got 5. All right, I've got 5 bandages. I've got a smoke grenade and a frag grenade left. So that's pretty important. In fact, I might have 2 because I've got a frag grenade ready to equip, and then I've got a smoke grenade. So thinking about that puts me in a pretty good situation, because what I could have done in this situation is I could have smoked in front of me to cover my way into the circle towards those guys in the little hut. I could have thrown a frag grenade at them to try and knock one of them, or even both of them, and then I've got plenty of ammo in my ump, and I've got plenty of ammo in my M16, sort of to take them on. So let's see what actually happens. So I heal up a little bit. Remember, they're not there. I can't see them. There's nobody pushing me. Now, the mistake I made there is, well, kind of, I go back into the blue. I mean, that's fair enough. I go to throw my grenade, and it's an underarm grenade. That frag. Yeah, so bang. That goes off, and then they've got some sort of angle on me in their shot. So let's go back and think. So I've got the controller in my hand. I'm closing my eyes. I'm behind that kind of pineapple tree thing that looks like a big pineapple. Okay, so I bandage up. I bandage. I'm jiggling left and right. I'm looking. I'm bandaging. Right, I'm now at full health. Right, okay. Okay, so now I cycle to my smoke grenade. Right, I cycle to my smoke grenade. That's good. I've equipped the smoke grenade. Right, I'll go to an underarm throw for the smoke grenade. Let's do that. Right, I've gone to underarm throw. So I'm just going to toss it lightly in front. So jog out, throw, back behind cover. Right. Smoke grenade's going off. Right, okay, now I equip my frag grenade. Right, but I check and I've gone to an overarm throw. Right, so I come around the pineapple tree. I'm in the smoke. Okay, I aim towards where the hut is. I top left bumper. I've pulled the trigger, pulled the pin out. 1, 2, 3. Throw. Grenade's gone. Right, now I'm rushing left, round to the circle. Bang, grenade goes off, knocks one of them. I see another guy coming out of the house. I get him. Bang, he's dead. And we get the chicken dinner. How does that... Oh, man, that feels fantastic. I can hear Toe Guy. Oh, brilliant. Nice play. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Got a duo chicken dinner. Really good. And there we go. So that's kind of thinking about the different things about what would have happened in that situation. So let's go on to the next situation and see what happens there. So what's happening in here? Okay, we're in a top 5 situation against another duo with me and Toadie. And we're not in the circle, but we're pushing forward. And I think guys are forward ahead of us. So I throw a grenade. Oh yeah, you can see them there. There's guys up here on this ridge. So it's probably a 2v2v1 sort of situation. So I push up. The weapons I've got are a ump and a VSS. And I push up. Right, there's now 4 alive now. So now it's probably 2v2. Now this is very important because we're in a chicken dinner winning situation at this point, me and Toadie. So I should be quite circumspect and really thinking about what's happening. There's no need to rush. You know, we've got guns, we've got health, we've got armour. You know, should be all about winning the chicken dinner. So as I'm pushing forward, I go this right now. First thing, I'm quite a way away from Toe Guy. I've made a move that's made me run away from him, which isn't great. But I've got a bit overconfident, so I push the edge of here. Right, and I see this guy. Right, I take him out, so that's good. I'm still at full health, I'm still at full boost. So, it's 3 alive. So it's 2 versus 1. This is a chicken dinner winning situation. But again, if you look at the mini-map in the bottom right corner, you'll see that me and Togai, we're quite aware apart of each other. And you want to really, when you're in a 2 versus 1 situation, anyway, this is what I think. Although you have to be very careful about grenades taking both of you out, if there's 2 of you standing fairly close to each other, say within visual distance of each other, and you see the other guy, if you both open up on him at the same time, he's going to die. Sure, he might be able to knock one of you, but he can't knock both of you. However, if you're split up like me and Togai are here, where he's on the other side of the hill and I'm on the other, if I get taken down by that guy, or Togai gets taken down by that guy, he has time to heal, reload, and take on the other guy, because it's 2 one-on-one situations, and a 2-on-1 situation is a lot more difficult to win than 2 1v1. So let's see what happens. So I kind of move a little bit closer to Togai, and then I go back again. I see this guy, and then he takes me out. And then unfortunately what happens is the guy wins the one-on-one with Togai as well. So let's visualize what I should have done. So as soon as we got to that situation where I killed this guy here, let's get back a little bit. So take that guy out. Right, now, so what I need to do is close my eyes. Right, I can see the hill in front of me. I've got my controller in my hand. I've noted where Togai is. And all I do simply is, right, I run to where Togai is. Right, we meet up. Right, we've got a little bit of cover. Okay, mate, it's me and you versus one guy. Okay, I think he's over there. Right, okay. I'm just going to toss a grenade. Select a grenade. Select a long toss. Ping. Thrown it. Bang. Okay, that didn't get him. Right, let's move around the side of the circle together. Right, there he is. He's behind the rock. Right, okay, I can see him. I've got him. Right, aim. Right, oh, he's taking me out. And Togai kills him. Bang. And we've done it. I've chicken dinner. Oh, brilliant. Well done. Oh, wow, great. That was a bit of a tense chicken dinner. Yeah, good one for me. Yeah, I got 5 kills. Oh, great. How many kills did you get? Oh, I got 4. Oh, good. Yeah, great game that, wasn't it? Yeah, brilliant. Right, let's go again. Yeah, you know, and I know that probably sounds silly, but the act of doing that makes you more positive in the next situation. And it also means that, you know, in that sort of situation, again, we kind of stick together. Right, let's go on to the next scenario. This is an interesting one. So again, this is a top 6 situation. So it's me and Togai versus 4 other people. Fairly small map. Me and Togai aren't in the final circle yet. I know that there's guys behind this ridge here, and I've pushed, again, it's a bad habit of mine, I've pushed away from Togai when I should have really stayed with him. But I know there's guys over here. So let's play it through and see what happens. So I think there's guys over there, but I know there's guys over the ridge. I can see Togai over there. I'm looking. Right, I see this guy. I've got a 416. Take time to aim. Get some good hits on him. Peek the ridge. Right, knocked him. Reload. Now, I'm not sure if I... So I kill that guy. Finish him off. Now, this is where the critical things happen. So those guys are being grenaded. Now we're down to 4 alive. So this is a 2 versus 2 situation now. In fact, I killed Mangi 1991, and that meant that his mate got killed as well. So it's 2 versus 2. So again, this is a chicken dinner winning situation. So this is again something where I should have been thinking, okay, it's now 2v2. We need to kind of think about what we're doing to kind of reset where we are, get back together, so we can take on these final guys. But I was far too concentrated on the kills, because if you see what happens now is I heal up, which is good, and I peek over, and that guy, right, so Togai's pushed up in support. There's a Molotov coming over there. Now look there. This is what I didn't see. There's a guy there. I concentrate on this guy. I should have been thinking, right, we're up against 2. Where are they? I should have gathered that information. look, I'm shooting at this guy, like this here. And then you can see what happens. Oh, sorry, he's not there. He's behind that tree there. See the smoke? So me and Togo, we're both shooting at this guy, but it's this guy here. And he takes me out with an SKS. You could say, well, fair enough, because it could have been just like 2 shots with the SKS, and I'm down. And then, unfortunately, Togai's in a 2v2, 1 versus 2 situation, which is very difficult to win. So the visualization for this would have probably been something like, so I can close my eyes. Let's go back a couple of seconds. So we killed, where is it? Here we go. So I've killed the guy, right, so I'm healing. Right, I look at my mini-map, where's Togo? He's come up in support. Okay, so it's 2 versus 2. I can feel the controller in my hand, I can hear the sounds of PUBG. It's 2 versus 2. Right, so where are the other guys? We need to know where both of the other guys. Right, so I peek the hill. Right, there's one guy there. Okay, Teddy, I've seen one guy. He's at my, he's at about 180, about 30 meters away. I can't see his mate. I go back behind cover because we can't see the other guy. Toadie's right, it's okay, I've got a grenade, and he throws it over. Right, I peek. All right, okay, I've seen another guy. He's lying down. He's a little bit to the left of the other guy. If you go for him, and I'll go for the guy on the right. Yep, okay, yeah, brilliant. Right, okay, 3, 2, right, let's go. Bang, 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 bang. Right, yeah, I've knocked him. Bang, bang, you killed. Yep, chicken dinner. Oh, well done, fantastic, well done. Oh, how great does that feel? Oh, it feels really, really good. Right, so again, there you go. So there's kind of the idea of revisualization situation where instead of pushing and standing out in the open to shoot the other guy where his mate can easily get me, which is what happened, I have a look, I gather the information, I go back behind cover, we see his mate so we can engage them properly, and we engage and we get the chicken dinner. And trust me, just doing this makes you feel more confident and more happy with the defeat because you think, right, I've definitely missed something. I've definitely learnt something. Now, let's go on to the final actually, no, we've got 2 more examples. Now, this one is... We've still got quite a few to go in this one, actually. Again, it's me and Togai. We're up against... what we got left? So there's 13 people left. Can we go back a little bit so you can see the whole story? Okay. So what's happened is... You can see the circle in the bottom left-hand corner. Me and Togai have basically been running through the blue, and we've pushed up to this rock, and we know there's people ahead of us. And you'll see how quickly this falls apart. So we're together, that's really good, and we're healing up. I'm looking over the top of the rock. Right, there's one guy there. You see that guy there? So I see him. Right, so he's pulling left. Grenades are coming in, and then I spot this other guy here who's pushing right. The grenades come in and they kill both of us. So this is a bit of a tricky one because those guys played us really well. They split left, they split right, they flanked us, and they killed us with the grenade. So what could we have done differently? What could I specifically have done differently? And I think in a situation like this where you've got people rushing you who are throwing grenades, you have to engage them. And I think the big mistake I make is when I use my M16, I think it is, or my 416 with the 2 times on, when I should have just got my ump out. What have I got? Oh, I've got a Mini 14, haven't I? I think, yeah. Well, I should have just got my ump out and sprayed him down at that point. I've also got a frag grenade, so I could have thrown that frag grenade. So what probably I should have done was, as soon as you came up from the rock and saw that they were going to be pushing us, and the thing, so if somebody's going to be pushing us, they're not going to run straight towards you, are they? They're going to come to the flanks. So concentrate on one, throw a grenade at the other guy, and then engage him with the ump. So let's just close your eyes. I've got the controller in my hand. I can see the hill with the trees in front of me. Okay, I'm going, right, I'm jiggling left, right. Okay, select grenade. Okay, it's an overarm toss. Pull the pin, top left-hand corner, top left-hand shoulder button, ping, pulled that. Grenade's out. Bang! Okay, that didn't kill him, but it might have wounded him. Right, ump's out. red dot, right, killed him, drop. How's your guy? Yeah, he's dead too. Right, let's carry on towards the circles, that sort of thing. So it's kind of reacting faster rather than just waiting where I was, where they could just grenade us to death. It's thinking, right, remembering as well that any weapon with a red dot on, I think, like an AMP or a 416 or anything, is really effective up to medium and long range, And if someone's moving very, very quickly at short to medium range, it's difficult to stay on target with a magnifying sight. But with a red dot, you can follow them around a lot easier, and that's what I should have done. So that's that one. And then the final scenario is a solo scenario. Now, I wish I had more of these, because I have loads of situations like that. So the story so far, I am running one of my favourite setups here. I've got a fully suppressed AMP and I've got a VSS. And I'm quite chuffed with myself as well. We're on Sandhook. If you look at the mini-map, behind me you see those buildings, and then there's the sea. And what I had done is I had done this really interesting flanking manoeuvre in a boat, where I'd driven a boat almost all the way around the island, put it up on the beach and hid inside these houses. And I was very lucky, because everybody had to come to me up until this point. And I was shooting people who were coming down here. There's a guy who came down behind, and I hit them. So we're now in a 1v1 situation. And what it is you can't really see here, but this is like a big bowl. I've had to come out of the cars, but I'm not in yet. So in order to get safe, I need to move into this open area. So let's see what happens. So I have to move past the car. You see how it's all open? Everything is open, apart from what's on the back of the kind of ridge in front of me. I can't see the other guy. Right, blue's forcing me out. There, right, I've seen him at this point. He's there. I've got my AMP and I've got my VSS, and let's watch how this plays out. He's firing at me. I'm jumping around. I have to reload my VSS because it fires so many bullets so quickly. I hit him a couple of times. He hits me with his QPZ. Much more powerful weapon, and I die. There we go. So, what could I have done differently? How can I visualize things differently in order to survive? Okay, so let's think about this. So he had cover, didn't he? Because originally he was behind this rock here. He moved out here. He also had a more powerful weapon in the QBZ, which is the assault rifle, like the bullpup style. Whereas I had the VSS and the AMP. So one of the things you could have said really with this is, my very, very favourite setup is the VSS with a 416 with a red dot. Because I think that the 416 with a red dot is a much more powerful weapon at short to medium range. It's not quite as good at short range as the AMP, but at medium range with that red dot you can take people down, because that's what the guy did to me. Also, I've chose to engage him with my VSS. Now the VSS is an amazing gun, because it fires almost silent bullets and you can take people down, especially if you've got put it on fully auto and put the extended mag on. If they're not moving, or they're moving fairly slowly and they don't know where you are, because you can hit them with like 10 bullets out of 20 and they'll go down. This situation though, where somebody's jumping backwards and forwards behind cover, the VSS isn't very good, because you fire it dumps all its bullets, and they're not powerful enough to knock somebody down or kill them, and then it does it. So perhaps what I should have done in the gunfight was use the AMP with its red dot. The other thing you'll notice, if you look near the minimap, I've got a smoke grenade. Now, I can't remember how many I had. I probably had more than one smoke grenade. So something I should have done is, when I was in the houses, back here and looking out, I should have thought, right, this circle is going to force me to go into cover. Come out of cover, into the open. I can't see the other guy, so he must be behind cover. Therefore, I need to make my own cover. And the way that you make your own cover in PUBG is with smoke. The pro players use it all the time. So what I should have done is thrown some smoke into where would have probably been the best bet. Could have even been in front of those cars. Throw a couple of smokes, one to one side, one to the left, to make a wall of smoke. And then I could have used that. Now, it's not hard cover. He can shoot through it, but the chance of hitting me through smoke is, I could have peeked the side of the smoke. In fact, if if I put one smoke to one side and then a little gap in the middle and one smoke to the other, then I could have like swapped between cover and peaked him in between. And smoke lasts quite a long time, doesn't it? It lasts about 10 to 15 seconds. So that might well have been enough, because I'm pretty sure the blue meant that he had to come forward as well, and then we would have been in a fairer one-on-one. So what I should have done is smoked in front to make the cover, come out, equipped the ump rather than the VSS, and take him down. So here we go. So right, so let's close the eyes. Let's go back a few seconds. So I'm inside the house. I can see the hill in front of me. I'm scanning the edge of the ridge. Okay, I can't see him. Okay, the blues. Right, I've got to leave this house. Okay, I'm going to be forced into open. All right, okay, right. Select smokes. Right, select smokes. Okay, jump out. Right, there's the cars. I still can't see him. Right, okay. Toss, low toss, smoke. Pull the pin. Ping. 1, 2. Right, throw the smoke. Okay, select the other smoke. Still underarm toss. Pull the pin. 1, 2. Ping. Throw the smoke. Smoke's out. Right, I've got my ump. Okay, I've run to the edge of the smoke, peeking the smoke. No, I can't see him. Peek the other smoke. Oh, there he is. Right, he's up those rocks. He's firing at me. Okay, I've gone behind the smoke. He can't see me. Okay, move to the other side of the smoke. Peek. No, he see me again. He's firing. Right, peek. No, right, peek. Right, pepper him. Bang, 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 bang. With the ump. Right, okay, I've wounded him. Right, peeked. Right, the smoke's starting to disappear. Okay, reload. Right, click. Right, there he is. Right, peek. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, right, I've killed him. Chicken dinner. Hey, brilliant. Solo chicken dinner. Oh, big rush of adrenaline. That feels amazing. Oh, that was really good. Oh, so there we go. So again, it sounds silly, but the effect of doing that makes you feel much more positive about the experience you've just had, and it's building in your synapses, this muscle memory of doing things. So to kind of recap this, I know this has probably been quite a long video, but visualization helps you turn, I think, defeats into victories. But the thing you have to do is you have to be consistent about it and practice. You've got to do visualization and you've got to give it a go. Stay positive about the whole process. So even if you're in similar situations again and you still make the same mistakes, go through the process of visualizing what a successful outcome would be, and that will help. Be there as well. So close your eyes, pick up your controller, and then imagine the scene in front of you. See the side of that hill and those trees. Hear the gunfire. Hear what the other people are saying. Hear the grenades going off. Feel those buttons underneath your fingers and physically go through the actions of pressing the buttons, pressing left trigger, pressing right trigger, selecting the grenade and throwing it, and then visualize what the successful outcome is. And that will help you a lot. Okay, so hopefully this has been a helpful and informative video, and it'll help you get better at PUBG. What I'm planning to do is maybe do a series of these videos on visualization. I guess it's a bit of sports psychology, isn't it? And I think probably the next one will be about how you can pre-visualize successfully completing a game before you even start, or when you're in the lobby, waiting for it to start. But if you've got any questions or comments about visualization or anything like that, put them in the boxes down below. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon.